morning. We are so glad that you're keeping it Citizen Television this morning. Allow us to keep you warm, shall we? It is a very cold morning, at least in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. And it is Tuesday, and we usually take time right here on Daybreak to talk about social issues. Today, we want to talk about something also that is very interesting and exciting. And we welcome you to be a part of the panel by sharing with us your feedback. In case you have any question, kama kuna kitu itakudunga na useme, hey, I want to comment on that. We welcome all that at Citizen TV Kenya at Safina_Ching. The hashtag is Daybreak, of course. I'll not be doing this alone, but it's a ladies, should I say, I almost said ladies night.
Ladies edition.
I almost said it's a ladies night, but it's a ladies morning. This morning I'll not be doing the show alone.
By the
way, ni mapema. Ni mapema. By the way, mtu tunafaa kuuliza alikuwa wapi ni QT. Kwa royal part of the royal entourage.
Okay. Anilikuwa Coastal, nilikuwa nimeenda kudandia hiyo ni. Unajua commit prince hivi hapo na nini. Mambo tu unajua. Vile mambo inafaa kuwa na
prince hivi.
King hapo nini. Kupitia tu.
Nionyeshe mnatoa wapi hizi vacation money. When you are copy, Mazeni God, we all have the same 24 hours.
And God.
Depende.
God.
Alitembea tu kidogo, by the way, just taking a walk. So then I come back.
I needed a breathe, I needed a minute. In Nairobi pia unajua, it can be overwhelming. So I just needed a minute nikarudi.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we're here, ladies, and wacha by the way, wacha tuanze hii program. Right? Tunajua tunaweza endelea tujisahau. So this is what somebody said and it got me thinking. Ni musician, watu wanampenda, wanamfuata, watu wanamsikiza. Because you know him, I'll not say who he is. Kama wewe ni fan wake. So this is what he said on social media. Men, a woman who doesn't listen does not belong in your life. Akasema, I shall explain. And this is how he explained. A woman who doesn't take corrections from you, instructions from you, and directions from you is dangerous. Ametumia corrections, instructions, na directions. And it got me thinking. I mean, it got me thinking, this whole concept, I know it's something people have really like discussed over time, this whole concept of submission. Kuna wengine wanasema respect, kuna wengine wanasema sometimes submission inakuwa misused, inakuwa sort of like control. So kuna hiyo confusion, nikasema, okay, let's talk. Huyo ana feel, if a woman is not taking directions from you, you cannot correct her, you cannot instruct her, that woman is toxic. Roberta?
Maybe leo sitasema kitu watu wana expect niseme. No, but I think, okay, I choose to understand that post. I'll choose to take it in a positive way. In that, maybe anamaanisha kama mtezi kusikiza basi amfai kuwa pamoja. And this goes both ways. Even if you, as a woman, you're with a male partner and they do not listen, they do not take instructions, they do not take direction, they do not like to listen to your counsel, then maybe you guys are not compatible because you don't trust each other's opinions, you do not trust each other's decisions, you do not listen to each other, so you definitely take each other's opinions for granted. So yeah, I agree with that statement in that maybe anatry ku express that kama mtu akusikizi inamaanisha hamsikizani. Because
actually you're right.
Yeah?
I didn't expect expect that you can say that. Hey, anyway,
being obedient for the first time.
I mean, me, I'm like, hey, I'm anasikiza.
Is this Roberta?
Is this Roberta?
Because the other way I would have chosen to take the statement is he's trying to be controlling. He's trying to tell this woman what to do. If she can't listen, if she can't. But I think that's something very basic in a relationship. I mean, it just doesn't go one way. It's not just about the woman. Even the inverse. Even if you're the woman with a man who doesn't listen, doesn't take your counsel, doesn't take your opinions, your advices, then you guys are probably not compatible because if you can't listen to each other. Because something that I really take pride in is that the circles I've curated for myself, I can go for advice to anyone. Whether it's my mom, my dad, my friends, my colleagues, my lover, my sister, whoever it is, I've made sure that I'm surrounded by people who I love to listen to, I can take advice from, because I know they always consistently want the best for me. So yeah, that's why I'm choosing to take that state, whatever he said in that, kama mtu hakusikizi, amskizani basi, hakuna communication, hamuelewani.
And Roberta is choosing to be very diplomatic. Yeah, in her, by the way, unakatu diplomatic. It comes with the look. Ile royal inakuja. Anachagua kukuwa very diplomatic this morning, but the words were very clear, Roberta. See advice, hiyo ni tofauti. Amesema correction, instruction na direction. This is very clear. Instruction inakuanga umepewa, fuata. Direction ni hii njia tunaenda.
Fuata.
Correction ni unafanya vibaya vile mzazi huwa anaambia mtoto, si ati mna negotiate. That kind of a relationship. Kuna na advice, acha nikuje hii side. Cutie, how do you receive that post from where you sit?
I'll start with the Bible verse. Yes. Let me quote this from the Bible. Acha tuanze na Bible leo. Penye tulikuwa jana. Mungu anajua. Let me start with the Bible. I think Ephesians 5:22-25, it really talks about submission. It says, you know, like a woman should freely and willingly submit to the man. And then the man is the head of the house as Christ is head of the church, right? But it goes on to say also that the man should also love the woman. You see, like the way Christ loved the church and gave up himself for the church. You see, we just can't pick one verse of the Bible and start defining it. We also have to finish hapo kwa 25.
Put it in context.
Put it in context. Inasema pia the man should love the woman, and also the way Christ loved the church and gave up himself for her. So this submission things, it comes with a lot of responsibility. So if you're going to be the head of the house, it comes with a lot of responsibility. Ukiambiwa wewe ndio head, the way the king is the head, you know, the way the president is the head of the country, that comes with a lot of weight and responsibility, because if you're carrying the whole house, then it's your responsibility to know what this household wants, what they need. You also need, it comes with providing to this family. It comes with protecting this family, you know. You're the leader, so you should provide security, you should protect this family, you should ensure that you know the needs of this family. So if I'm going to be able to follow that verse of the Bible and submit to this man, then this man also needs to love me, to respect me, you know. Submission comes with a lot of things, and it should be freely. It should come freely and willingly. So for me to actually submit to someone that is my husband or my boyfriend or whoever, then that man should be able to love me back. He should be able to protect me. He should be able to provide for me, because that name submission just, it's thrown around most of the time, you know. And people tend to confuse submission and control, or submission and slavery. You know, submission is not slavery, but some people take it like slavery, others take it like control. So because I'm the head of the house, I'm in control. And you know, even when people are going to battle, Safin, it means that we are winning as a team. If we are working together, we are winning as a team. So if we are winning in this house, if this marriage needs to work, if this relationship needs to work, then we need to work as a team. So if you want me to submit to you, then you need to respect me. You need to love me unconditionally, you know. You need to protect me. You need to provide for me. If you do all those things for a woman, you say, you know, they say, a woman, whatever it is you give a woman, they double that. So if you give a woman respect, love, and protection and all that, I mean, that becomes a home. But if you give a woman nonsense, you're going to get a lot of nonsense. Tripled nonsense.
Garbage in, garbage
And you
out.
see, the same way also, they say boiling water, hot water can either give you two things. It can harden an egg, you know, and it can also soften food. If you want meat to be soft, you boil it.
The wisdom that is flowing in this set today.
Yeah, but if you also but if you also want if you want a boiled egg, it becomes hard and you boil it in the same water. So it really depends, you as the man, what are you giving to this woman? for a woman to submit. And women, we submit to men that love us, and we also submit to people that we trust. If I trust you, I mean, submission just comes just like that.
Yeah. And in case you're asking, maybe anaweza fikiria tulipanga hii kitu ikuwe ladies ndio wanaongea kuhusu submission. CJ was meant to be here, unfortunately, Hayuko, but of course, to represent, just talking from a girl's point of view. Hopefully in future, we should also get to hear from a man's point of view what submission is. But I like how candid you are, not defensive, because most of the time when we bring this topic here, submission, it's the ladies talking about it. People think ladies will begin complaining, like, oh, in this 21st century, I mean, it is something that has been taken with a lot of negative connotation. I'm actually very surprised. And you guys are like, where?
It's because the women are woken up. Right now, we're not submitting to losers. Like, we have higher standards. We're surrounded by people who really we're surrounded by people who we're intentionally choosing partners who appreciate us, take care of us, love us, are very, very present emotionally, physically, mentally. So with the intention comes the reward. The more you treat yourself the way you deserve, the more you attract those kind of partners who are very, very present for you. So yeah, the women just said enough is enough. And right now we're investing more in ourselves. And it's manifesting in our relationship.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, Roberta, because the reason why submission is suddenly becoming a topic or a subject of interest is because people feel with the increased women empowerment and the independence that women seem to be getting for themselves, it's becoming really difficult for them to submit, depending on how you define submission. Do you think empowerment is compromising the whole subject of submission from a woman's point of view?
Yeah, I think the issue is that definition ya submission ina vary. Some people believe that to submit is to give yourself, kujipeana, hauna say, kila kitu yako inakuwa controlled. It's like when you date someone, say you're a woman and you're dating a man who wants you to submit, it's like they take it with the connotation that this woman, now she loses everything, she gives herself, like it's ni kama ana merge maisha yake na huyo mse. But sasa, submission doesn't necessarily mean that. You can submit even in friendships. Submission basically means the willingness to compromise, to meet your partner halfway, the willingness to love without condition, the willingness to kujipeana, yes, but not in a dumb way, not in a controlling way, in a I like you, Safin, so I'll buy you flowers. That's submission in itself. Or I really care about you, so I'll cook for you a meal. These things are happening in friendship, because intimacy is very important. Iyo kukatiana, kulaikiana, kuoneshana you care. That's what submission is. That's how I take it to mean. I don't take it to mean like a woman who's beaten and battered or a man who's destroyed by his partner because of love. No. Submission is a very, it's consensual, it's intentional, it's QT, I want to be your friend, so I will be giving you a ride in my car. It's that simple. That's what submission is. But sasa, kwa sababu definitions ina vary na watu wanaite mean different things. Ndo sasa iyo question umeniuliza ya empowerment, it can come about in you're unable to control this woman because she's strong, she's financially stable, she's very educated, she's very confident, she has her own opinions, she's bold about them, she's loud, she's able to stand her ground, stand on business, say this is what I want. Mtu akikumit hivo na ashindwe kukucontrol, now that's where you see there's an issue. Because love is not about being able to control someone or towering over someone. The first thing is you're supposed to see your partner as a whole person with autonomy, and they're just a whole person with their own life, their own decisions, their own individuality. So, and all of you are equal. There's no I'm bigger than her because I'm the man, or I'm more than him because I make more money. we're supposed to start rewiring the way we see relationships and understand that you come together as full wholes to create something that complements each other. So hakuna mtu mkubwa kuliko mwingine ama mtu better kuliko mwingine. It's the both of us coming with our own different vitu tunaleta kujenga kwa hii relationship, tuna merge na tuna improve pamoja. So submission shouldn't mean towering over someone or being in control of someone. It just means consensually wanting to give yourself to someone out of love. It shows in the sacrifice, in the compromise, and things like that.
All right, Cutie, let's be very honest as ladies, yeah? Tuambiane ukweli. Uko chini ya maji. Don't every woman usually like to have that superhero person, you know, in charge, who is always got things covered, doing this and that, and you know, don't you feel like there is that element of authority that you want out of a man as a woman?
Yes, because you see, Safin, and I've loved the thing that you said about women being empowered. You know, they empowered the woman, the girl child, and they forgot to teach the boy child how to deal with an empowered woman. We are so focused on empowering the girl child. Yes, that's a good thing. But why are we forgetting to teach the boy child how to deal with an empowered woman, you know? That's the problem. That's where you draw the line. Because everyone says, oh, me, I want an independent woman. I want a woman who knows what she wants. But when you start dealing with that woman, all of a sudden you start feeling like, by the way, she's too much. By the way, she needs to tone down. Like, I can't deal with her. Because there's a reason why God created Adam first. There's a reason why he didn't create even then Adam. You see, the woman is supposed to be the helper to the man. You know? So God created Adam and then...
CJ, very well represented.
You know, unajua, this thing of submission, we need to look at it. Yes, I can come here and say, okay, mimi ni ule dem. Unajua, I sort out my bills. I have everything right in my life. I do everything. But there's something about having a man that is a leader in the house. You see, if I'm dating or if I'm married and I get a man, yes, I can be a CEO in a boardroom. I can be a judge. I can be a lawyer. Uko inje nikienda manze, watu wananina, they get me, they get what I'm saying. Niko uko inje, I demand for that authority. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. But the minute you get into that door, the minute you get into that house, you respect that man, but the man needs to command authority. And as I've said, submission comes with respect. It comes with responsibility.
Before you continue, so you admit that it's important.
It's important
for a woman to have that person that they hold in high esteem, that person who, the man has to be in charge in some sort of way, regardless of whether this woman is independent or not. So there's the element of responsibility that now let's talk about.
Yes.
You know, people think submission just comes automatically. Just because you're a woman, you're supposed to submit. Just because I'm a man, I'm supposed to be in charge. Is it as easy as it sounds?
It's not as easy as it sounds, because not every man provides. Not every man respects the woman. Not every man loves the woman. There are those men that just come and want to be in power. You know, people take submission as, I'm over you, I'm holding power over you. But that's a mistake, because Safin, if you want to be powerful, now that's something totally different. There's a difference between a boss and a leader. So if you want to become a boss in your house, then that the element of submission is written off completely.
Wisdom in a ooze out.
If you want to become a boss in your house, the element of submission goes out the window. But if you're a leader, and leadership comes with so many things, Safin. Kama we ni mwanaume, unajua responsibility yako, you know that you're supposed to protect. Protection kwanza ni very important. Provide protection and security for your family. I need to feel protected. Kama niko na mwanaume na need to feel protection, na need to feel respected, loved, na pia financially provided for. But if you don't do these things for me, nayo submission haiwezi come through, because kama unataka tukue equal, kama wewe ni mwanaume unataka tukue equal, unaniambia si pia wewe uko job, si pia wewe unaweza fanya. If you start throwing those things towards me, like unaweza fanya, hata mimi nitaanza kusema pia wewe unaweza fanya, pia wewe ni responsibility yako, unaona? Now hapo ndio shida ukujia, Safin. So let's get this right. Submission will come when the man takes leadership in the house. Nimekuambia, if you go to battle, unanidigi wale foot soldiers. Kama wewe ndio leader pale mbele, kuna wale foot soldiers wenye wanakam kukuprotect. But why do they protect you? Because of the way you treat them. So it goes back to, how are you treating this woman? Because wezi demand respect, yet you're not giving that respect. respect. You cannot demand love, yet upendi udem. So kama upendi udem, kama home respect unamtreat vibaya, won't expect nini? Tumeenda mahali, you're treating this woman like she's a nobody, like she's nothing. We haezi ongea, we hata hakuna kitu ya maana yeye usema. You see, those things you throw to your woman, I'm telling you, it will come back like 100% back what you're giving her.
Yeah.
So submission inakujanga. Madems, you submit. Kama huyu boy, kama una trust tu boy, kama unamrespect, lakini pia yeye lazima akupatie hizo vitu. So the minute mwanaume tu amekuwa na hiyo leadership, yani mambo uflow. But akianza kukua bosi kwa hiyo hao, ati pia wewe si ufanye, si wewe ni muindependent. Ulisema wewe ni muindependent. Pia unaweza provide, pia unaweza lipa rent, pia unaweza fanya. You see, that's where sasa hapo ndio mambo kwa nyumba sasa, you can't win together. But if you want to win together in that house, please do what you're supposed to do as a man. Nimekuambia there's a reason why God created Adam. Adam ndo alikuja wa kwanza, na ukikamwa wa kwanza there's a reason why. Na as a man umeambiwa you're the head of the house like Christ was, and you're led by Christ. But hizo tabia zenye uko nazo tukianza kuziangalia, how respect your woman, you're not loving your woman, you're not providing, you're not protecting. So how do you expect me to submit to you? And it's too much. By that time, kuko in a relationship, Safin, there's a reason why many people are single, because being in a relationship, it's either wingia 100% to seme nita provide, nita protect, na nita lead. Na edema kama seme okay, nita kuwa submissive. And women
unaingia kwa relationship to give,
and it's too much work. That's why I'm saying
we
it's
get
work
into relationships
to
actually
give.
the best approach is to
yes,
what am I going to
what are you giving?
Not
because
take,
you see, not take.
We
because
always think about what is in it.
What am I getting?
If you want to do all those, then just be single, because a relationship is sacrifice, Maze. You see the things, the decisions I'm making when I'm alone, all the things that I'm doing when I'm alone. When I come into a relationship, and nikikam into a relationship, hizo vitu zote zina change. Siwezi amka tu ni decide naenda kusto, lazima ni consult.
Yeah.
I need to consult my man. Na si ati na mnini. See, you know, I just respect him. Niaje babe, nilikuwa nataka kwenda kusto with my friends over the weekend. We are going to do ABCD, and unajua kina Bobby, unajua kina Safina, unajua kina nani, tutakuwa nayo, and you can reach me anytime. You just don't wake up and decide to go and you have someone. Now that's disrespecting, and that's not submitting.
All right.
You get?
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. You get into a relationship to give. But Roberta, one thing I gather from this conversation is that you can only submit to somebody who is a leader. You submit to an authority. So it goes back to self, what you usually strongly advocate for. This man, before they actually expect that of a woman, have they worked on themselves to be leaders?
Yeah.
Because you can't submit to nothing. You have to submit to something that is already established, organized, set up, kuna structures. Ni authority, ni leader kwanza, ndio submit, ni direction anakupeleka. Does it even make sense? The decisions he makes, do they resonate with, you know, what is of interest to the both of you, and maybe a family if you have one?
Yeah.
And I just want you to speak to that other side. You know, how do you get to a point where you really worked on yourself, you really marshal that, should I call it aura of authority, such that it becomes so natural and easy and automatic for the woman to actually find you worthy of being, you know, submitted under?
Yeah, and I'm gonna bring the inverse as well, because it's very difficult for a man to also submit to a female lover who doesn't.
Oh, men also need to submit.
Yeah.
Wow, you never talk about that.
Yeah, they do, because
interesting.
because like I said, the definition of submission,
two-way.
Just for him to come home and trust you and say, cutie, I've wired 2.5 M into you.
Hey, where are your examples?
Amen.
Amen to that.
And it's okay. Most of my friends who are married, I see this dynamic. This is just one example. I'll use money because it's something we can all relate to.
Yeah.
Most of my friends who are married, the successful marriages where I see they're very, very happy and they're consistently working on themselves. Something that I see is in tandem in all these relationships. Something that I see is repetitive is complete trust. Yeah. I see complete trust. Even when hakunanga hizi discussions ati who pays the bills, who washes the dishes. Hakuna discussion ka hizo, cause it's so natural. it's so natural. If I like you, I take care of you. Whatever it is that your needs are, they shall be met. Because when we enter relationships, most times we're always thinking, what am I getting out of this? What is it in it for me? What's in it for me? But when you enter a relationship with the notion of, how can I improve this person? How can I improve how they dress, improve how they smell, improve where they go, how they hang out? Like, you're consistently trying to better them. That puts you in a situation where you start to even enjoy them better, because you're sharing your knowledge, you're sharing your advice. And I say men submit as well, because just in that trust of saying, cutie, shikei 2.5, panga nyumba. What do you think that man is thinking about at how much did I spend? He's not thinking about the value of the money. He's thinking about where he's placed you, the kind of respect he has for you, the way he trusts you completely. Because for someone to give you even 50 bob, it means enyewe amekaa kafikiria akasema uko worthy of this 50 shillings. Whether or not they have regard for you or not, it's not easy to share things that are hard to make, like, let's say, money, especially saizi in economic crisis. So kuna hiyo complete trust yenye naonanga. The man has submitted so much. There's no question about it. You cannot even question him about his home. He knows.
Na hajakaliwa, by the way.
Yeah, he wants to do it.
Issues.
Exactly. He wants to do it, and he's very intentional about it. You don't have to ask him about anything. You don't, and that's how the masculine energy shows up. It's very strong. The masculine energy gives. That's why I always tell women, date up and date men who like you, because the easiest way to tell a guy likes you, you'll see the way he gives. He will always, when men like you, they forget everything else. You just ask him, baby, can I? He will give. True. He will copper, he will borrow, he will find it. If he really likes you, he'll do it. Men really show up. They're very intentional. You'll never have bloodlines of, he hasn't called me. He will call you and call you and call you consistently. He will communicate, he will show up, he will take care of you. Men are very, very simple. If he likes you, his actions will translate. So I think that your complete trust, for someone to be able to trust you, even to bring you into their home, to bring you into their life romantically, to let you share their bodies or even be with each other. It's such a big, nijukumu, bigi sana. So I think submission is very, very easy when not just authority you asked, not just when the man is in authority. There's so many things that changia. Balance of energy is like, if someone trusts you and respects you, if they love you very unconditionally, and they're just happy that you're you, the way you exist, they don't even care about what you're bringing. In fact, it's them who want to give you. It makes it easier for the woman to relax in her feminine and now receive. And the more you receive as a woman, the happier it makes you. The more your man is pouring into you, he's paid for your nails, paid for your... You'll never hear a girl ati frustrated and her hair is done. Ni ngumu. Nywele ikishatengenezwa, makucha, you find yourself smiling all day, and you talk like this to show that kuna hiyo mimi nasemanga ati si lazima uniambie kama uko na boyfriend, nywele yako itaniambia. Nikikuangalia tu hivi. I'll know. And that's just why I said I'll use financial as an example, but that's just one example, you know. So it's very clear. Hakunanga bloodlines, hakunanga.
Fix nywele.
Si lazima uniambie, your nails will tell me if he likes you enough. I'll just
looking at my nails right now. I just let her go on because she's speaking some truth.
Yeah, it's true. And you won't have to. You think you have to ask him things for nails. He'll remember. You think you'll have to remind him you need fresh flowers every 3 weeks. He'll just be sending because it makes him so happy.
True.
And the inverse,
so what you're saying,
is also true. Yeah.
When as a woman you find yourself struggling to, get what you expect from this man, there is a problem.
Yes.
And as a man, when you're struggling to get that privilege of having this woman submit to you. There is also a problem.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, true. Because I love the way she's given the financial. Now, let me give the homely example of, for example, if I'm submitting to my man, can I be able to wake up in the morning, prepare his breakfast, prepare his clothes, prepare him to actually go to work, and I'm also a working woman. You see, there's that aspect of submission, like, do I really need to wake up, or do I just sleep? Maybe he wakes up at 4 or he wakes up at 5 to go to work and all that. But I go later in the day, you know, like for me, radio, I go maybe at 10. So should I wake up and actually prepare my man? You see, those are some of the questions that come up about submission. Should I cook for my man in the evening, or should I let the DM help me cook for my man? Should I serve for my man? Should I wash his hands? Or this modern setup of, should he just come into the house, go wash his hands, serve the food is there, the plates are there, warm it himself? You know, those are debates that come up to submission. But let me tell you something, Safin. You know, my good friend Shatta asked me, can you really cutie you yourself, the cutie that we know? And I told him, let me tell you something, I can.
Yeah.
If the man, if he's the leader of the house, if he comes with authority, if he comes with respect, if he comes with protection, if he protects me, if he provides for me, if my man does all that for me, why not? I will wake up in the morning, I will serve him breakfast, I will make breakfast for him. Yes, I will. Okay.
Hata miguu tunapanguza chini ya maji.
Tunapanguza chini ya maji, lakini sitawaambia. Siwezi kuja niambie Roberta, by the way, unajua mimi kufanya hizi vitu.
Tunani akikuja.
You know, and it's because you see that home needs to be happy. And the only thing that really matters is for my man to be happy. And if my man is happy, he's going to provide, he's going to protect, and he's going to lead me. So I can do all those things for me. But unajua huko nje watu wanasema, cutie hizi amka asubuhi, cutie hizi pikia. Nitamcheki, I will cook for that man. Jioni akikama anapata sapa, mtu wangu. He doesn't even need to ask. You see, if you provide and if you lead and you protect, you don't even need to ask these things. Utakuwa unaingia kwa hao, unapata food nishakusetia, anakuambia, hey babe, niaje, by the way, your favorite meal is there. I serve him, you know, and life is good. But nimesema, it comes with a condition. You also need to be that man of the house. You also need to be the head of the house. Na hiyo ndio kitu watu take. And I love the example that my mom keeps giving to us. My mom, back then, she keeps telling us this story of, you see, when your dad, yote venye alikuwa na wakingi mbali, alikuwa anasema, he used to come with money and he used to give me that money and I used to plan the home. You see, ina come too naturally. Anaenda anatafuta mado huko, anakuja anadunga mokoro kwanza, mokoro anapanga house. So sisi tunafikiria ni madhe. Sisi tunafikiria ni madhe ndio anapanga keza. Lakini in real sense, is the man providing. You see, some things just come naturally.
Okay.
And all men are providers. So
thank you.
If yours is not providing, just go, he's providing somewhere. Kuna mali, kuna mtu anapeana.
But kuna wale unasema genuinely, maybe vitu hazija
it's not about, listen, it's not about the
things
money.
Are thick, by
it's
the
not
way.
About the money. It's not about the money. It's about the way he shows up. Let me tell you, even if he's broke na hana, ama ati mnaishi sijui mko homeless kwa streets, they still provide for their women. He will come and make sure where they're sleeping is okay. It's just it's such a natural thing for people when they like each other. It's the same way as you. If you invite us to your house, chances are you'll probably cook for us, I mean, or you'll order. Ni common sense too, like utapika.
It's the same dough, but I'll figure out something.
You will figure it. Hata kama huna, utatuomba. Utatuambia wase nichangieni sombili tukule kitu. You know, so it's the intention. It's not about the money. It's not about. It's about the generosity. About how kind is he? Does he care about you? Please don't let anyone ever tell you to look at any other sign. If he likes you, he'll spend.
Hey, I can't even water that
intentionally
down. If he likes you, he will spend. Men are givers, men are providers. Kama wako hayuko your side.
And I provide mali.
Wacha tusikie what you have been saying on SMS and also on our social media handles. Let's begin with the messages on our SMS platform. This is what you're saying concerning the topic we are having this morning. Peter, you say men are in most cases funny. They should slow down. It doesn't work that way. The who was created first is a the who was created first is a sequence, not a rule and a tool to oppress. All right, thank you for that, Peter. All right, thank you. Hope Wakitale, think I can only be submissive if I'm loved, respected, protected, and valued. It comes with conditions. You have to play your part. In this life of digital ladies, should be more empowered, and they should respect their husband because God created women for companionship. Okay. Submission comes with provision. For a woman to submit automatically, the man should be providing. This kept man don't receive any form of submission from their women. Biblically, the man was to provide. So the moment the roles are reversed, then submission can't come. Ule wa kuwekwa. Keep away from those who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you believe that you too can become great in a way. All right. My question is, this is Dennis from Nairobi. My question is, what if the woman doesn't take the advice from me and he wants me to, I think she wants me to take his advice with, okay, he, she, okay, with this good or bad as a man, what should I do? So the woman doesn't take your advice, but anataka we uchukue yake. Evil. Okay, we are products of our socialization. The submission thing will not help anyone. We should create our own culture and live according to it today. All right, Esther from Embu. Submission, follow directions is not a big deal. As my sister is saying, the man to shower me with love, then I'm good to take his orders. Orders tena. Okay. Squeezy ladies wamepata kitu haikuwa rahisi kupata, and that is usawa na wanaume. Let's say jobs, and it's making a woman lack respect and can't submit, hence making a lady feel controlled. All right, love makes submission easy, and submission makes love easy. Where this happens, all will feel in control. Hey, love makes submission. Hey, we are gonna punchline.
Poetry.
Love makes submission easy, and submission makes love easy.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, sawa. So there was a question, kuna mtu, the lady wants him to take advice from her, but yeye hayuko willing kuchukua advice ya mtu wake, mpoa wake.
Mpoa wake, entitled deed wake.
Anashindwa, hapa tunacheza aje.
But tunacheki, pia advice is relevant.
Yeah. Lazima make sense.
Lazima make sense. Unaweza kuna advice mtu, kitu already asha make decision. Now, most of the time, ata mabeste, watch at a relationship, even when Roberta comes to me with an issue, I will just tell her as it is. So it's totally up to her to pick. But history ya kwa advice watu na unataka mtu afollow kenye unasema, it doesn't work like that. Just give your opinion and leave it at that. Juu mtu anakukujia na advice, mtu mwenye anakukujia na problem already asha make decision yake, but anataka tu kusikia what will you have to say. Even when your woman comes to you, una get, like, women are influencers, by the way. In marriage, in a relationship, women are always the influencers. Chali anaweza kuwa kona hiyo do, amekama amemwambia, hey babe, by the way, kuna project 1 na kuna project 2, unaona tufanye gani? And you will find that that man will listen to the woman, because women, we are homemakers.
For the few men who even actually come and
come to you, by the way. Kuna wengine hiyo project hata utajua, hata hiyo tu title deed imefichwa mali, hiyo nini imefichwa mali, una get? But for, ndio maana nasema, for a real man who is a provider, who is a leader, who is a lover, and who is a protector, they will come to you and tell you, babe, by the way, kuna hizi projects ABCD ziko hapa, unaona tuanze na gani? And you will see that si ati amekaliwa ama nini, ama si ati anakusikiza, anataka tu kusikia what does my woman have to say about this project. So he will come to you, and the way I've said, women, we are influencers. Most of the time utapata decisions, utasikia mwanaume akisema, by the way, mika si wife yangu, enye mimi singekuwa mahali penye niko saizi, because you'll find, yes, men have the money, all the money in the world, but they don't know how to make decisions. Una get, like, utapata mwanaume akona do, but hajui afanyie ABCD, unaweza aende live a luxurious life. But ukikamko huyu mama, kama mama wako pia ni msiamejinawo, utapata nakupeleka na rada na kuambia, tufanye hii project kwanza, tuanze na hao, then tukimaliza hao, sasa tunaweza buy nini. Una get, like, the woman is always a homemaker. If you get a good woman, she's a homemaker. But yani tu kiukweli tu, pia wewe kama mwanaume, imagine fika bei ndo pia mimi ni submit. Fika bei ndo ni submit.
Yani we had to say it. Finally, fika bei
ndio ni submit. Uwezi niambia ni submit because nimeona comment fulani hapo mtu amesema unajua ni straight to the point. Nimeona kuna comment mtu amesema hapo, unajua nowadays women have jobs, women have money, but they still submit. Sitasema jina, but there's a judge who said a good example. She said, yes, I'm a big judge out here, but when I go to that house, when I get into that door, I submit to my man. I cook for him, and she has money, she has brains, she has everything. But why, at the end of the day, is she submitting to this man? It takes the right man to actually understand an independent woman.
The way you said that men wakitaka, wakipenda, they will provide and they will show up.
Out of force.
Let me tell you something. Even women, if they want,
they will submit.
If they want, atapika hiyo chakula.
Nitaamka.
Kama hiyo ndo kenye unapenda.
Safiri nitaamka hiyo. Nitaamka kupikia.
Watch hata homemaking.
Atapika.
If a woman likes you, she'll buy you a car, she'll buy you a jet. It goes either way. Like, it's just about you guys being honest with each other. And I'll reiterate again, just date people who like you. Date kama mnalaikiana. Wacheni kuforce issues ama kudate for the wrong reasons kama zile tulisema last week Instagram. Just date people who like you, because people who like you always want the best for you. They want to see you win. They want to see you looking really beautiful. Even when they don't understand you, they still like you. So they'll always take care of you. They'll always be there for you. Even in misunderstanding, you can always have conversations because kuna hiyo space. Build your friendships, work on the intentionality. Kila relationship, venye tu mmesema, hakuna relationship yenye unaingianga alafu mna slide mpaka the end alafu mnaamka, oh, it's our 80th year anniversary, you know. You have to be intentional, you have to consistently choose each other, make decisions that zinafanya mesh na mwingiane na prosper na improve. So it's very intentional. Na mwache something I would say is, wacheni kumit watu mnaanza kudemand for submission ama hizi vitu. When you meet someone and it's an energy thing, it's going to come out so naturally. Sometimes you won't even have to explain me I like a man who pays my bills, me I like, you don't even have to tell him. When he comes into your life, he will see your standards, he will see the way you treat yourself, he will see, ni dem anajipelekanga vacation every month. Wacha nilipe vacation zote za next year. It's so, he'll just see and he'll match. Uchali anendanga gym, lazima akule healthy. Wacha nianze ku prep meals zake on time. It's so natural. You won't even have to ask. It just comes out of love and out of caring for the other person.
All right. Yeah. Your story, Jim, we are picking it up. Thank you so much, ladies, for creating time this Tuesday as we were talking about this whole element of submission versus control, and just redefining submission from a lady's point of view and what it means even in the context of this era of women empowerment and women who now feel like they're in charge of their lives. Is this concept of submission still a reality? And the conclusion, it is. It's actually just, it takes a choice for a woman to be submissive, and it also takes a choice for a man to play his part. But both have a responsibility for this to work. That is actually what we've gathered here. But for now, we want to call it a day, a show, and we hope that you'll continue watching Citizen TV. Enjoy the rest of your viewing throughout the day. My name is Safina Ching. We do this again next Tuesday.